Here we go, the recording's on now. Alright. Perfect. It says t is inversely proportional to m square, where t is 30, m is 0.5. Find a formula for t in terms of m. Let's see what you've scored over here. You've gotten a 2 out of 3. That's good enough. You probably made a mistake in the writing the proper variable. What you're seeing, what you've done over here is inversely proportional. That's alright. That's perfect. Okay. If I were you, I would prefer to write it like this. 30 is equals to k is equals to. I mean, this sign has to change into. I know that's a directly proportional sign or proportional sign, but that has to change into is equals to sign because you're supposed to solve it now. 0.5 and the square of that. And that is 0.25. I can see that over here. That's well done. 30 is equals to k over 0.25. Multiply that. I think you made a calculation error. 30 into 0.25 gives you 7.5. You ended up writing. Wait, hold on. That's correct. What went wrong? Oh, now you were supposed to write a formula for t in terms of n. What do you think the formula is going to look like? For now, you've just written the answer for k. Any idea what the formula is supposed to look like? No?
Not really.
Alright, no problem. Well, you've already figured it out. This is supposed to come in down over here. T is equals to k, which is 7.5 over m square. This was supposed to be your answer, final answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Rida, I would recommend to take these down as notes because there's a chance you might forget them after.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done.
Yeah. Wait, so which question is this?
This is question number 14, party.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Can you read this out?
Work out the value of t when m equals 0.1.
What do you think we're supposed to do?
You have to substitute basically.
Can you use your calculator skills to give me the answer?
It's 750.
750.
Okay.
That's well done. You scored a 3 out of 3 in histogram. Okay. Let me read out the question so that we can relate to it. The table gives information about the weights in kgs of parcels that Pedro delivers on Monday. So any parcel that weighs between 0 and 2 kgs, he's delivered 12 of them. He's delivered 7 of these parcels, 15 of these, and so on and so forth. Using the information in the table, find an estimate for the probability that this parcel that he's going to deliver, any random parcel that you select, weighs more than 7 kgs. Seven is somewhere over here, not exactly in between, but somewhere over here. Any clue what we're supposed to do? You already calculated frequency density, so you're halfway through.
Yeah.
Come again?
The
What's the frequency densities are calculated either whenever the class width isn't uniform. If I were to make a new column, class width over here from 0 to 2 we've got a width of 2, from 2 to 3 we've got a width of 1, 3 to 6 width of 3, and a width of, if I'm not wrong, 5. These are all the values that you've already written over here. Whenever class width isn't the same everywhere in every class interval, you calculate frequency density. It essentially tells you how much does each jump of or each value represent. For instance, 6 to 7, how much does that represent? 7 to 8, how much does that represent? And then 8 to 9, how much does each jump represent? I'll break it down for you. For instance, what you've done over here is you divided 12 with 3, that's frequency divided by class width, that gives you frequency density, right? You probably know
Yeah.
this up till here because you've calculated this. What do we have to do with this? Now you need to find out those parcels that weigh more than. You've got 4 categories over here: 6, 7, 8, and 9. In fact, even 6 isn't included because it says greater than 6. You need parcels that weigh more than 7. I even made a recording yesterday or day before yesterday and uploaded this on YouTube for this exact same thing. If we need values of parcels or frequency parcels that weigh more than 7 kgs, we will use frequency density. How many values do
Yeah.
we essentially have over here? 7, 8, and
9.
9. And how much does each value represent? A jump of 4. If I were to zoom in, take a look over here. This represents a jump of 4. This represents a jump of 4. This represents a jump of 4. 4 times 3 gives you
16. Oh, no.
12, right? So,
Yeah.
um, if the question says using the information in the table, find an estimate for the probability, let's skip this for now. Can you find the quantity of parcels that weigh more than 7 kgs? I'm going to remove what we're not supposed to include. Sorry, this one. We're going to remove the first jump. So, how many do we still have left?
Yeah, 2.
And each one of them is representing 4 parcels. So, how many parcels?
8.
8. Excellent. Now, when the question says probability, 8 over a total of how many parcels do we have over there?
2.
Total of
Oh,
5.
5.
I don't think so. Because the frequency represents the quantity of
Oh, okay.
55. Let me recheck that. Let me add it again. 12 plus 7 plus 15 plus 12 plus 9. 55. To find an estimate for the probability, that's your probability. Do we have the mark
Yeah.
scheme for this?
Sorry?
Do we have the mark scheme for this? The answer sheet?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
The Venn diagram shows a universal set, and that's a symbol for universal set, and then sets A, B, and C. Find the number of elements in the set A union B. Do you know what union means?
Like the ones, like when they're together, like when the connectors connect.
I think you're referring to intersection. That's overlapping.
Oh, yeah.
Intersection is the part that overlaps, or just like you said, connected, right? The union refers to the part that, in fact, doesn't refer to any part because union means combine. It's gonna be the entire thing. A union B means combine everything of A with everything of B. And if I were to ask you, Read this properly. It says 6, 3, 8, 2, 5, and 4 represent the numbers of elements. So, how many elements do we have in A union B?
Um, four.
That's exactly why I said you need to read this properly. Brother, what if I were to tell you that instead of just random numbers, this represents 6 apples, this represents 3 apples, this represents another 2 apples, and then 8 apples? How many, how many elements in total?
Oh,
Does this make sense?
yeah. 19.
19. You were almost there. Your answer should have been 19.
Yeah.
Now the question says the number of elements of A intersection C. Like you correctly pointed out a little while ago, intersection is the part that's connected. So which one's that gonna be?
Um, which one's it?
A intersection C.
Let's see. So, two. No, zero.
Zero. A
It's
isn't
not.
connected to C at all, right? So that's I think you've done that. That's correct. Next question is number of elements of B intersection C complement. Now B intersection C complement. What does complement refer to? Or C prime, whatever
Like,
you're familiar with. What do you call this?
like all of it?
Come again?
Is it like all of it or none of it? I can't remember which one.
The book calls it complement. Some students are even familiar with the word prime, whatever works for you. That it refers to everything that's outside of that particular set. Does this
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. So if I were to shade the entire region outside of C, this is what it's going to look like. So we're done with this part. Now the question says combine where does that overlap or where is it connected to B? This is the entire B. Where do the two colors overlap?
In B.
I mean, this is also B, Rida. Hold on. This also classifies as B, but does this count?
Yeah. So B and like B
Would you say
and
this is the region that's overlapping,
yeah.
right? This is the only region where you see both the colors. What values do you have in there? 3 and
Um, 3 and 8.
3 and 8. Since the question says the number, you're gonna say 8 plus 3, which is 11. Does it make
Yeah.
sense, Rida?
Yeah.
Or can you explain this question to me?
So it's um, everything outside A.
I couldn't hear you. Come again.
Everything outside of
All right,
A.
everything outside of A combined with everything outside of B, and then
Combined with everything outside of C.
and what do we have to tell
Then
the
yeah.
number of elements there, right?
Yeah.
So let's take it step by step. everything outside of A is this part. Everything outside of B is this region over here. I'm expecting an answer from you, a correct answer, because this is the last part. We'll have to move on to the next part. And everything outside of C is going to be here.
Yep.
The question says combine all of those together and tell me the number of elements there. What are you going to say?
Is it just um, 0?
Zero?
No. Oh, 4. Oh,
Where do you see the four? Oh, the four's down here. Oh, okay. But why?
yeah.
Why did you select the four?
Mm.
Remember, we're doing a question of combining. Take a look up here. Combine.
Yep.
Does it make sense, Rida? Not quite.
Yeah.
What happened? Aren't you familiar with sets?
I am. I just can't remember the signs. I can never remember the signs.
All right. Let me give you a quick recap of what you're supposed to be. If the question says A intersection B, it's referring to this small part over here. Okay? That's A intersection B. What would we do if the question says A union B? What part would we shade?
Both A and B.
Both A and
Okay.
B. If the question says A intersection B complement, what part would we shade?
Everything.
Eh,
Wait.
Why would we
No.
shade everything?
Not everything. Wait.
I can't hear you.
In
Can you
that.
be a little louder?
In that. Over that. Everything outside of B.
Everything
Or,
outside of B is this part, right?
yeah.
Let me share that for you. Now the question says we're done with this. I'll take it off. I'm gonna put a check mark right next to it. We're done with this part. If I were now the question says A. If I were to shade A, where's that? Over here, right?
Yeah.
That's the entire A. Now I'm gonna put a check mark over here as well. What does this mean?
Oh, overlapping and
Overlapping.
overlaps.
Where does this overlap?
Um, in just in a section, not when it's overlapping.
In just A, but that too, just the outer part of A. So essentially, you're just going to leave this as your answer. That's it.
Yeah.
It's A union B whole complement.
Hmm. Everything outside of A and B.
And how would you define A union B?
Um, everything outside of A union B.
Everything
Like,
outside of A and B. All right, that's good enough.
Um, every, everything outside. Like,
Remember, Rida, you take such a question step by step. So let's do A complement. A complement or A prime refers to everything outside of A. So I'm going to shade that. You don't have to actually do that. If you get familiar with it, you can do that in your head. I mean, because this part needs to go afterwards. No, this isn't the answer.
yeah,
Now B complement is everything outside of B. I'm going to put a check mark on top of that because we're done with this. Now what does this U inside mean?
everything inside. Like everything.
That's what you told me a little while ago.
Yeah,
Remember, this is what is overlapping or connected. This represents
me and me.
true.
Yeah,
You're supposed to combine everything.
yeah,
So if you were to combine these two shadings, what would you end up shading if you were to do this question without breaking it up into different parts? The only white part that's left is this part in between, right?
yeah,
What you'll do is you're solving it with a pencil, you end up shading everything outside, and you're going to leave the part that's in X as blank space.
yeah,
Now take a look over here. It says A complement union B complement union C complement. Find the number of elements over here. Is this making more sense now?
yeah.
So what's the answer gonna be?
Yeah, what was it? A compliments.
Once
Wait,
again,
what was that?
what was the first step that I told you? How do you tackle such a question? You go step by step, right?
Yeah.
Let's do the first thing, which is A complement. A
Um,
complement is you shade everything that exists
mhm,
outside of A. Does
mhm.
this make sense? When I shade it,
Yeah,
I'm essentially including that in my answer. Okay?
and then
Now let's jump to B complement. B complement is everything outside of B. I'll try that the green color does not enter the region which is B, because B
yeah,
complement means everything outside of B. C complement, I'm going to choose another color. Let's stick with yellow. That's everything outside of C, but it can include everything inside of A and B and every region outside of those two circles as well. What have I ended up shading?
it's be all of it.
Basically the whole thing. So I'm going to
Yeah,
erase this just so that you can see the numbers underneath them. What is your answer? Your answer includes 6, add 4, add 3, add 8, add 2, and add 5. So what do you get when you add all of these together?
yeah, you,
Hmm?
wait,
I didn't quite get you.
28.
28. Look, these two add up to a 10. These two add up to a 10. That's 20. And these two add up
Yeah,
to an 8. 28. Perfect. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Um, the area of a triangle ABC is 12 centimeters squared. Work out the perimeter of triangle ABC. Given some three significant figures.
So we've been given the area, we've been asked to find out the perimeter. Would you be able to make a link between the two? What pops up in your head when you hear the word area of a triangle?
Like, well, well,
Are you familiar with the formula for area of a triangle?
yeah.
What's the formula? Area of triangle is equals to?
The times sides. I don't know if there's actual like you multiply.
Not familiar. Okay, I can't understand what you're trying to
Well,
say.
I don't know if there's like an actual like.
Are you familiar with this? Half into base into height,
Oh yeah.
right? Well, there's another formula over here. Area of triangle ABC can be calculated by half into AB sine C. This is mensuration. Mensuration is just a fancy name for calculating calculating areas and volumes and lengths of shapes and sizes of shapes and objects. And this is the formula that you use in trigonometry. This question involves trigonometry way more than it involves mensuration to begin with, at least. In fact, it involves both of them. But we're going to be beginning with the formula on the right. So if I write area of triangle ABC, in fact, let's go back and resume with that. Area of triangle ABC is half into AB sine C. A is referring to the side opposite to angle A, B refers to side opposite to angle B, and C refers to side opposite to angle C. We're going to be changing the formula slightly over here. Take a look over here what I raise. I'll write A C sine capital B. Now, why did I do that? Because you're always supposed to take two sides and the included angle to be able to calculate the area of a triangle.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
I would recommend you to write that down. Write down a note. For this formula, you always take two sides and the included angle.
Yeah.
How many screens do you have in front of you right now? You
Uh,
seem to be juggling with
I'm
a lot of them. How many do you use
yeah.
for this setup?
Sorry.
How many screens do you use for this lesson?
Well, I had to use my mom's laptop because my camera wasn't working on mine,
So you're
so
using
I'm
mom's laptop.
using. Sorry.
You're using your mom's laptop.
Yeah.
And are you able to see my picture on the same screen as well? Because I'm using two screens right now. This
Yeah. I can
I'm
see.
watching my phone right now, and when I look at the TV, when I look at my laptop screen, this is where I look. How many screens are you using?
Well, there's
Just
a
one.
laptop and a monitor,
Just the
so
laptop.
yeah. But there's also a monitor, but that's the same picture on both. So
All right, all right. Because you
yeah.
seem to be looking in two different directions, you got me confused. Anyways, for this formula, take two sides and the included angle. If you're done writing down this note, I'll erase this and I'll solve the rest of the question.
Yeah.
All right. And take a close look, Rida. This is pretty simple, yeah. ABC is 12, so this is gonna go over here, right? Because
Yeah.
it says area of triangle ABC. Well, we already have that. The question said is 12. I'm going to plug in 12. It is equal to sign drops as it is. The 1 by 2 drops as it is. What is the length of side A?
Uh, side A 4 point.
8.3. Now, how
Oh,
do I define
8.3.
side A? Anything that is
Yeah.
opposite to angle A is side A. Anything opposite to side angle B is side B. Anything opposite to side sorry angle C is side C. Now, what is the
Yeah.
length of side C?
Uh, 4.6.
4.6. And sine B. Whenever you have a capital letter that refers to an angle, do we
Yeah.
have this angle, angle B?
Yeah.
I don't think
No, we
so.
don't.
Do we?
Oh, wait.
That seems to be your writing. I don't think it wasn't given to begin with. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Right. The sine B is gonna be here as it is. How would I solve this? This is algebra.
Um, uh,
Does it make sense?
yeah.
No problem. No problem. Either you can multiply these three numbers together first, or what you can do is you need to isolate sine B, right? You can start getting rid of them one by one by throwing them on the other side.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Either do let me know if it doesn't, if it stops making sense. Do let me know. I'll be more than willing to go back and repeat it again because if we keep running through the concepts, you might. I mean, there's no point of jumping on to the next question, right? So it's 1 by 2. Now, since 2 is in the denominator, I could also have written this as 1 divided by 2. The entire thing divided by 2 it would have been the same thing. So if 2 goes over there, 12 times 2 gives us 24. Now we've got rid of the 2 and the 1 doesn't have any value. I can just start off with 8.3. 8.3 into 4.6 sine of B. Any idea how can I move along with this and try to isolate B?
Um, had the 8.3 frequency.
Remember, I
Yeah.
advise you to use the opposite of BODMAS and to whenever you're trying to isolate a variable. So, do you see anything getting added or subtracted over here?
It's getting what?
8.3 and 4.6 they're getting multiplied, remember?
Yeah.
So, we don't have any addition or subtraction. We can cross this out. Do we have any multiplication or division?
We have multiplication,
We have multiplication. Now, what counts as multiplication?
division.
Division. What we can do is divide both sides by 8.3 and 4.6. 8.3 and 4.6. What would happen to 8.3 and 4.6 on the right hand side?
They cancel out.
So we've successfully isolated the variable b. We just got one more step to go. Can you help me out with this expression? Can you give me the value for this?
Um,
You
sorry?
seem to be awfully sleepy, Rida. Did you
Yeah,
get
I know why.
did you get a good night's sleep?
No, not at all.
Really, I think you should be really fresh for mathematics. Otherwise, it won't sink in.
Yeah.
Try to get a good
Yeah.
night's sleep next time around. Alright, we need to divide 24 with 8.3 and then with 4.6. Let me know what you get for sine B.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Come again?
0.75.
0.75?
Yeah,
Well, I'm getting 0.628. I would have wanted our answers to match. What did you do? Did you divide 24 with 8.3?
yeah,
And what did you get? Take a look at the square. When I divide 24 with 8.3, this is what I do, right? I
yeah,
end up getting 2.891. Now I need to divide that answer again with what number?
4.6.
4.6 indeed. Now what I'll do is I'll divide this again with 4.6. I get 0.628.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right? 0.62860. 0.62860. Now we need the size of angle B. We still have a sign next to it. What happens when we take the sign to the other side of the equation?
It's become negative.
So
So
what do you call it?
negative.
Sine?
um,
What's the name for it?
like name for.
Sine inverse.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Are you familiar how to plug in sine inverse on your calculator?
Yeah,
Do you have a
but I
calculator right
left.
now? You don't have it, right?
Yeah, not right now. It's in my room, but my cousin's sleeping in there, so I can't go in.
No problem. I figured. Um, let's see if I can use sine. Oops. How do I plug in sine inverse over here? I've got no clue how to use sine inverse over here. But anyway, what you need to do is you press the shift button, you press sine, and then you just write the answer next to it, what you've gotten so far. And you get the angle, size of angle B. Wait, I have a calculator. Why ain't I using one? Hold on. Sine inverse of 0.62860, that comes out to be 39.94. So angle B is 38.9469. What did the question ask us? Wow, we're still a long way from our goal. How many marks is this? 5? No wonder. Either we have the angle now, the angle that has been mentioned as 44.4 is actually 38.94, 38.95, let's round it off. Can you help me calculate side B?
Um, we need to try and run the formula.
What formula again?
Try and run the formula for.
What does it look like?
Like,
Have you done trigonometry?
yeah,
Do you remember what these three words meant?
which one? Triangle? Like one,
Try is 3.
three, yeah.
Polygon comes from the word gon comes from the word polygon that refers to sides and angles. Metry comes from the word measurement or measuring or measure. So we are trying to find the sides, the measurements of sides and angles of three-sided shapes. So you got basic sine cos tan, which we call SOHCAHTOA. I do not know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah,
Are you familiar with it?
yeah.
Some teachers even like some teachers prefer to call it. Some people have curly brown hair through proper brushing. I do not know why they have made that, but I prefer to stick with SOHCAHTOA. This is basic trig. If I write BT, that's basic trig. Then we've got further trig. What comes under further trig? We've got sine rule, we've got cosine rule, area of triangle using sine rule, and I mean they've got a couple of things up till bearings and angle of elevation and depression. But out of these two, which one are you going to use to find the third side?
Um, uh, the cosine rule,
Why?
because we have
Because we have, come again,
angle and the hypotenuse.
hypotenuse exists in a right angle triangle. We don't even have a right angle triangle.
Yeah, don't.
what, what's up, Rida? अच्छा देखो.
To
This is the hypotenuse, this is the perpendicular, and this is the base. Whenever we do not have a right angle triangle, this is when we end up using sine rule or cosine rule.
yeah,
So I'll help you write down the cosine rule. I would want you to write it down as well. You just randomly select any side that you want to find this length of. Let's say I want to find the length of A. I'm going to say A square is equals to B square plus C square. We've done this before. Minus 2BC cos of A.
yeah.
Now, Rida, imagine if I were to start off with B square. I mean, if I had to find the length of B, if A and C were given because I put a check mark next to them, how would we change this formula?
Um, b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus a 2ac plus b.
Beautiful. Similarly, you can make another formula for C square, so on and so forth. So you've selected the correct thing when you said we need to use cosine rule, but then you said hypotenuse and that broke my dreams. I thought you actually would be able to follow through the entire question and give me the correct answer. Now, if we were to start off all over again, we need to find the length of side B. B square is equals to,
Um, b,
you just gave me the
a
formulas, I need to
squared,
repeat that. A square plus
c
C
squared,
square.
minus 2ac plus b.
Beautiful. Can you just plug in those values and give me the answer for B square? What's the length of A?
8.3 squared,
What's the length of C?
4.6.
Yep, you're doing an awesome job. Perfect. And then cos of 38.95. The same number that we just calculated, I'm going to push it over here. All you need to do is plug that into the calculator as it is. But once again, I think you've been locked out of your room
Yeah.
and you don't have your calculator with you. I'm afraid I won't be able to help you out. I think, I mean, I might be able to help you out. Hold on. So it's going to be 8.3. 8.3. Let me write this. I have plugged in every single thing as it is that you see on the screen. I'm going to highlight the part that I've plugged into my calculator starting from here till here. And it says 30.66. B square is equals to 30.66522. What do I do with this, Rida, to find the length of B? This is B squared, right?
You square root it.
Square root it, perfect. So that comes out to be 5.5376.
Yep.
5.5376, 5.5376. And the question asks the answers should be up to how many significant figures? I'm highlighting it for you down here.
3.
3. Currently, we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. Can you round this off to 3?
5.54.
5.54. Indeed. Last question, then we're going to end this lesson, right? And this call is going to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What do we have over here? What's this shape called?
Sorry?
What's this shape called?
Oh, curved hemisphere.
Come again?
Okay.
I couldn't hear you. Come again?
So it's made it from a cone and a hemisphere.
A cone in a hemisphere. A cone in a hemisphere. Right, perfect. So it's a compound shape made up of two 3D shapes. And you correctly pointed out one's a hemisphere, the other one's a cone. A circular plane face of the hemisphere coincides with the circular base of the cone. Now, what does this mean?
It's latches. It's like
I didn't quite get you. Come again?
it like matches. I don't know
Alright,
the
perfect,
word.
perfect. The circular face, I'm going to highlight the circular face in yellow. This is the circular face of the cone. It matches or it maps onto the circular base of the hemisphere. Done. The second part, the radius of the hemisphere and the radius of the circular base of the cone are both 20. That's already mentioned for you up here. The curved surface area of the cone is 580 pi. How does this help us?
Um, because it's
When they say curved surface area of a cone, which part are they referring to?
the like
I get it. I get it. This is the
yeah,
part they're referring to, right? See, this is how
yeah.
the camera helps. So that's the curved surface area of the cone. Um, the formula for curved surface area is 580 pi. Sorry, the formula for curved surface area is pi rl, and we got the value that's 580 pi. Is essentially means is equals to. Okay? Does this make sense? So on the left, I wrote the formula. On the right, I wrote the answer which was given. In the middle, I wrote is, which is equals to. So this is how you make formulas, right? Now, how can I simplify this to either give me the value of r or to either give me the value of n?
No, no, you
If I give you this simple equation, how would you solve this?
you divide everything by 2.
We divide everything by 2, or we can essentially say we just make the 2 disappear over here and just write 10 divided by 2, and that comes out to be 5, right? Or you can
Yeah.
also divide it and show one more step. Now, if I were to ask you what's the answer for this, what are you going to say?
Um, 5 5x
5x? How? Why?
or 5, yep, because
Can we cancel out both y's?
yeah. Oh,
Because
so just 5.
because there's nothing getting added over here. If there was something getting added over here, for instance, like this, then we would not have been able to cut out y. I repeat, this is when we cannot cut out y. Okay,
Yeah.
we got an expression on the right. That means this entire thing is one whole unit. We cannot just simply choose to cut out values from among them. But when we do not have a 5, one expression is equal to another, you can cut out those y's. If that
Yeah.
does not make sense, let me explain it like this. You can divide both sides of the equation with y. What are you left with now? 2x is equals to?
2x equals 10.
Then that's essentially the same thing and that gives you the same answer. Now let me take you back to our question. Pi r l is equals to 580 pi. Is there anything that I can cut out?
Um, pi.
Pi with pi, beautiful. We've got rl is equals to 580. We're gonna stop here for now because we don't have the value of L, we don't have the value of R. Oh wait, we do have the value of some one of those. Which one do we have?
R.
R. How much is it? How much is the value of R?
20.
20. So I'll pick up 20, plug it in over here. 20 into L is 5. Oh wait, hold on. 20 times L is 580. What do I
Yeah.
do for L? How do I calculate the length of L?
We divide 580 by 20.
And do you have a calculator good enough to do that?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this then.
29.
29,
29.
beautiful. Now what does this L represent?
The length
Of what?
of the cone.
The length of a cone, alright. Well, the length of a cone could be referring to this edge over here, or it could be referring to this one over here. Which part is it
Mm,
referring to? I'll call this L1, I'll call this L2. Which one is it referring to?
One.
Why not L2?
Good question.
Good question, right? L2, L2 refers to L2 doesn't exist. It
Yeah.
was just me just messing with you. The height, it's
Oh,
called height. I mean,
yeah.
whenever you're referring to the word, the letter L, it's referring to this thing over here, and it's called. How do you read this?
Slant. Slant height.
Slant height. Any length which goes diagonally is called slant, and you call it slant height. So L refers to the slant height. So what's the slant height over here? It's the
Uh,
length starting from here going all the way here. So you've just figured out that this is 29.
yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Uh, the volume of the solid. Just one more step to go, and then we'll end this lesson. And the call will end in 3 minutes as well. So I am hoping we don't have to reconnect. The volume of the solid is K pi. What's the formula gonna be?
Um,
If this call ends, this is gonna be your homework, right? So I'll explain. I'll explain what you were supposed to do, and if you're not able to finish it, it's gonna be your homework. So
yeah.
when they say solid, solid is this hemisphere plus this cone. Now, what's the
Yeah.
formula for a hemisphere? The volume of a hemisphere.
Uh,
I'll help you out. 2 over 3 pi r cube.
I can't remember.
Because I've noticed something at the start of the paper. They've given you the formulas. So I don't think you have
Oh,
to.
yeah.
हाँ, I
Okay.
don't think you have to brainstorm for that. देखो ये देखो.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so they've given you. But that's a complete sphere. So hemisphere is gonna be instead of 4, we're gonna be using the 2.
Yeah.
किधर गया? ये देखा? Instead of using
Yeah.
the 4, I use a 2. Plus, now what's the formula for volume of a cone?
Um, I can't remember the
Not
formulas.
helping at all, Rida. Anyways, you will be given that, so I'll write it down 1 by 3 pi r square h. Acha,
Yeah.
uh, wait, hold on. We're supposed to find the volume. We'll be able to figure it out. And this they're saying is equals to k pi. How do I use this information?
Um,
Remember I told you a little while ago what does this word mean?
yes.
Is equals
Oh,
to.
it's equal to,
So
yep.
whenever you see the word is, it's gonna be transforming into is equals to sign in an equation. And it says it's the volume is k pi. So can I just write k pi over here?
Yeah.
Now 2 over 3 pi as it is, what is the value for?
The 20.
20. Rida, this is gonna end any minute now because it says call will end in 1 minute. So this is your homework. Take a screenshot of this. Can you take a screenshot? It's the Windows button plus PRTSC print screen.
P R
Do
T.
you see the
What?
PRTSC button? It says PRTSC. Do you know where the print screen button is?
Wait, I can snip it. I can
I'm
snip
taking a
it.
screenshot of it. I'll share it with you on WhatsApp. This is your homework. Let me plug in the last values. Oh.